All right, guys, I just want to give my 2 cents on this PS5 Pro. The price is going to be $699 US, and it does not come with an optical drive. That's going to be another 80 bucks. It does not come with a stand. That's another $30. So after it's all said and done, what does that come to? About $810 for a console. I think it's ridiculous. I'm glad I skipped this generation for the most part. I did have a Series X that I got when you couldn't get one. They're really hard to get. I got really lucky. I decided to flip that and make a profit. Maybe I should have held on to it. I still have my Xbox One X. I still play on it, watch my 4K Blu-rays on it and everything. I've always had consoles all the way back to Atari 2600, you know. Consoles is what got me into gaming, and then 1992 is when I bought my first PC, and 1994 is when I started building my own PCs. But so I'm primarily a PC gamer, but I've always had consoles, especially when I was raising my kids and my boys got old enough. We had every current gen console, you know. I enjoyed playing Halo with my boys. We had Rockman. I mean, as a family, we'd get on there. We had all the instruments and everything. My wife would sing and everything. I mean, consoles have always been something that I like to do socially. Even when I was a kid, me and my buddy would play the NES or the SNES, you know, and the Sega Master System. I mean, anything that we could co-op or play against each other, we did. So consoles have always been a part of my life. I never jump in on launch day, though. I always wait when a new generation console launches. I like to wait and see what the games are going to do, you know, before I make a decision, because I'm not loyal to any one brand. I like them all, you know, and I like some of the exclusives. I bought a PS4 Pro just for the exclusives because I'm a big Souls fan. I think if you watch this channel, you already know that. I had to have Bloodborne, and there were several other games that were only on PS4 Pro and that I played. I loved them. But this generation, I'm not really seeing anything that justifies the price of a PS5. It's been very disappointing on the gaming side of things. I would like to play Demon Souls, but I just cannot justify getting a PS5 for Demon Souls and maybe Astrobot. You know, there might be a couple others. But I think the $699 price point is a little insane. You know, it does not even come with an optical drive, so it's a digital only. That's what they're pushing us towards. And that's one thing I like about consoles. They've always typically had physical media. I like having my physical media. I like putting them on shelves. I like looking at them. I like opening them up, reading the books, you know, the whole 9 yards. I don't like this digital only thing. You know, I have PC games that are from the 90s on disc and everything, you know, that I cherish. I got good memories behind all that, but I'm getting off on a tangent here. But yeah, $699, $80 for an optical drive, and $30 for a stand. That is ridiculous. They're charging you for features that came standard. So they're pulling an Apple at this point. They're nickel and diming you to death. And after the recent failures with Dustbin and Concord, is this their way of making up losing all that money? And my brothers up north have it even worse. It is $950 Canadian. $950 Canadian. That's just for the console. That doesn't include the optical drive or the stand or anything. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And let's see what the Australian brothers, what they're going to be paying for the console. Ouch. PS5 Pro 2TB digital, $11.99 Aussie bucks. If you want the disc drive, $13.60 Aussie bucks. That is ridiculous. Okay, guys, at this point, I'll use my current PC as an example. It's a few years old now. But I went on a PC price picker, and I'll tell you the specs of my computer. It's a Ryzen 3700X RTX 3070, 32 gigs of DDR4, and I have 2 terabyte SSD. And of course the case. I've got water cooler, and I didn't include that in price, just a standard air cooler. You know what it comes to in US dollars? $1,100. And Yeah, it's not top tier. My system was good when I first bought it, but you know, it's long in the tooth now. I need something more current. But my point is, not only can it play games, I have a G-Sync monitor, 1440p G-Sync monitor, and I mean, it plays everything I throw at it. And when I stream, it's a little bit different. I have to be careful what games I play because, you know, the overhead and everything. But you can do more than freaking play games on a PC. I mean, you can freaking do content creation, stream, you know, like what I'm doing. You can do like your spreadsheets or whatever. You can be productive. It can do more than just play games. You can edit videos. You can hook your guitar up to it and play around a Reaper or whatever. It just does so much more than play games. And you can build a system equivalent to mine, which is not top tier, like I said, but it's still a very usable system. And if you turn some details down, you can play most of the current games on RTX 3070 and a 3700X processor. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point where consoles, what Sony is doing is you could just add a couple more $100 and build yourself a decent PC, a decent tower. And, you know, depending on what you go with, you know, the monitor, I didn't include the monitor in that price or anything or anything else. But, you know, you get what I'm saying, just for the base tower, $1,100. So the thing I always liked about consoles was it's a cheaper barrier to entry. You could play more socially, like in the same room, like party games and stuff like that. Nintendo was great for that kind of thing. And, consoles have always been a social experience for me, you know, people in the same room, my boys, you know, just playing and having fun. And physical media, you know, like I said, I love physical media. So consoles, I always had the disc and everything, got to look at the artwork, blah, blah, blah. I get that, you know, there's some PS5 games that you can buy that do not require internet connection and everything. That's one thing I like about consoles. But I found myself, skipping this generation. Like I said, I was going to wait for things to level out, see where the games were going. I still got my 1X. I'm not getting a Series X. I'm not even doing that. I do think Game Pass for Microsoft is still a good value, but I can do that on my computer. You know, I do the Game Pass thing on my computer. That's what I've been doing. I've been going back and playing some 1X games, Far Cry 4 and 5, and I got some other titles. And I find myself going back to, I have a retro game store, B&B, in my area, and I find myself going there instead of going to, you know, buy new games. You know, I go and pick up some games from my 1X, you know, and I just like browsing, you know, the older consoles. I don't necessarily buy them, but I do like browsing them because it brings back so many memories in those old consoles. I do have a Super Nintendo, and I have NES too. It's out in the shed. I need to dust it out and get it out and clean it and hook it up. If I can find a TV that'll accept the connections. But anyway, yeah. But console gaming is no longer a cheaper option, in my opinion. I think that you'd be better served if you've ever been interested in PC gaming. I think instead of swinging for the PS5 Pro, I think maybe look into it. You don't have to necessarily build it yourself. If you've got a Micro Center in your area, go talk to the guys at Micro Center. They can point you in the right direction. Tell them what you want to do, and they will help you. I don't have one in my state. I have to drive a state over to go to a Micro Center, but I drive over there because I love Micro Center. But, or go to PC Part Picker, do some research, you know, learn. That's what I did back in the day. Just found some forums, learn how to build computers, and it was over with. Just do a little bit of research. It's not hard, I promise you. But I think in the future, I'm just not going to do the console thing unless it's Nintendo, because Nintendo still has their exclusives. Nintendo still, I think, cares about their consumers. So I wish that Sony had never moved their headquarters to California. They need to go back to Japan because it was much, much, much better back then. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah, guys, that's just my 2 cents on the whole thing. I know it's just a rambling video, but I'd like to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. Are you going to be doing the PS5 Pro thing, or are you going to maybe been a primarily console gamer in the past? Maybe you want to start looking into PC gaming, you know? it's getting to the point, guys, where you could just build yourself a PC, you know, for just a couple hundred of other more dollars, and you can do so much more than gaming on it, you know. But yeah, guys, let me know. I know it's a rambling video, but I haven't uploaded in a while. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I feel bad for my Canadian brothers and my Australian brothers, and I'm sure it's worse in some other countries too. I just haven't looked into it that deep. But yeah, no PS5 Pro for me, no PS5 for me. I'll stick with my 1X and maybe do the whatever Nintendo's next console is going to be. Spring for that. All right, guys, thanks for watching.